I must say, I still really like the art style of this game. Do you think that if they made the game as it is for the Switch specifically, it will run like a 60 FPS and will have less pop-in? I think so. But it was like kind of last minute thing to port it to Switch. But boy, they just squeeze everything out of the Wii U with this game. I find it interesting because, of course, the Wii U is a more powerful system than the 360 and the PS3. But of course, that comes with next generation hardware. I'm gonna go to the one shrine that I was talking about. Jesus. So let's just put this again here because I'm sure I'm going to forget. So it's like this is a cool looking game, but the Wii U technically run GTA 5. In fact, there were rumors that there was a prototype of GTA 5 running on the Wii U, but they never got anything done with it. But it would have been cool to have GTA 5 on the Wii U. I would have got it again for the third time. First on 360, then on PC, and then on Wii U. What was I saying? That I like the Wii U. It's a good system, but it's not like I will say, oh, why did it flop though? I cannot see it, people are stupid. Really? Is that your answer? More? Unfortunately, there's no Dragon Shout. Yo, Mexicans confirms for Breath of the Wild. As always, I'm Mexican, so I can say these jokes. Did my wood got wet? I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just going to do other shrines. This is taking more time than what I want. I mean, if I am traveling and I see the blood moon, I will attempt to rush back, but this is taking more time. I mean, it did back when I when I attempted first, but oh man, YouTube is so troublesome. Install too, buddy. Yeah, man. Oh wait, but a lot of the convenient things, which pretty much more than half of the thing, you require a pro account. Well, I don't have money. Alright, I uninstalled it, but you are still getting emails. God damn it, I just unsubscribe from that. It's because, I mean, you know how I always have the thanks for watching at the end, with the annotation thing? Well, I hardly updated it because I have this stupid issue that, of course, the first title card is the next episode. The other one is random. So I never put them because, well, the next episode is not out, so why bother? But I end up forgetting from beginning to end. That's probably the one I hope. No, no, no. Just leave me alone. Son of a bitch. Just leave me alone. Well, if this one isn't, then I don't know what it is. So maybe you want something else than that. My aim. I have something else. No, this will do it. Hey, how about we don't waste time while playing this game? I think I need to spend time configuring the Wi-Fi for Smash Brothers. Because, man, it has been so long since I felt the touch or see the smile of the ones I love so much, but I gotta keep moving on, keep my heart still forward, whatever. But I think since the last time I used the Wii U, we had a change from our modem, internet modem, so it has a new password and stuff, and I couldn't put it into the Wii U because the gamepad had no batteries. So it has been going for a while now. Hmm. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. This is probably a simple shrine. And that's it. Wow. Hmm. Ah, but there's another one, right? Where is it? I think it is, because I see a platform over there. Well, no, idiot. Great Thunderblade. Oh. Ah. I love that. I mean, you press it, and of course, the first thing you do, it just goes away. Why doesn't wait for me until I'm staying on it? Then move? No. Okay. Man, but otherwise, it's such a good, thought out game. The mechanics are solid. I must say, I like to roleplay as Ocarina of Time Link, thinking this is the actual guy. But it isn't. It's just Breath of the Wild Link cosplaying. But again, I like cosplaying. I was thinking it's my man, but if it doesn't have the sound bites, it might as well isn't. And there's one over here, which is this the Thunder Shrine. I was thinking why, but this is I do believe the Champion Shrine. And this one I do have it already, I think. Wait, no I don't. Because there's one over here. And one, yep, right next to it. And that's the one I do have. This app is kinda slow though. Kinda laggy. Go to the yellow one and get shocked. Get some shock therapy. So we can cure or gain this. Man, that's so rough. To think that, well, in an attempt to quote-unquote cure the gay, there was a lot of shock therapy. You know what? I think a lot of the people who went through that, they most likely faked being quote-unquote cured just to be left alone. If they survive, that is. It's an old debate, but of course you might think, but X, you're Christian, shouldn't you just hate the gay? I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, what business do I have you seeing what people do in their privacy? I mean, it's not my business. And besides, I don't think it's wrong or sinful or whatever. I think it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to say this. I don't think it's like a positive, but it ain't positive either to lie or steal and stuff like that, and people still do it. So why is homosexuality such a priority? I think of all the quote-unquote bad things that people can be doing, I think I wouldn't even put that on the list. And that's that. So I don't think he's bad. And at the end of the day, I should mind my own business. Besides, ah, besides, who are we to judge? Not only present you with this trial. Oh boy, X, you're getting a lot of possible problems. Well, no one watches this. But just because no one watches this, I shouldn't have a, questionable opinion. and that opinion, not fact or whatever. Oh. But again, I don't think it's bad. Again, I'm not going to pretend like nothing happened. I did say that I don't think it's like quote unquote good or positive according to teachings or things on the Bible, whatever. But unless I can quote the exact passage, I can say anything. And besides, it's probably on the Old Testament, and the Old Testament is kind of like, doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it's to consider, but doesn't. And again, I don't think it's bad. As in bad. I mean, does it hurt anyone? No. Do people be concerned about it? No. Speaking of of controversial topics, I remember that they said like, oh, Mercy on Overwatch is gay, and I'm like, well, whatever, I guess. Doesn't change the character at all, doesn't play different or anything. It's just something. I mean, I don't care what the characters do, just how they play. And I'm like, well, that's cool, I mean, it's cool. But of course the current one is like, oh, Soldier is now gay. And it's like, well, that kind of came out of left field, like out of nowhere. And here's the thing, I don't mind. I mean, you can put a picture of Soldier of Overwatch, and it's like, oh, he's heterosexual, and then at the same moment say now he's gay, and it doesn't change anything. I mean, whatever, right? However, I think the issue was that it wasn't much of the character being gay or something. It was much of Blizzard, just doing it just to be patronizing, and that's what I'm going to say. Because it kind of goes around, Because it's like, oh, he's gay, and I say, well, I don't see why that should be such a big deal that you need to announce and stuff like that. I mean, shouldn't it be normal, the fact that someone is homosexual? Like they shouldn't be having a parade. It just be like, oh, cool, whatever. But no. Apparently that's not the case. Again, I don't mind. I mean, it's just whatever. But it feels like Blizzard is just like trying to add a forced positive in their game, and they don't even treat their employees right. So what does that tell you, huh? I mean, it's just like we are a company who are pro diversity, but we treat our employees like shit based on their race and gender. We're a bunch of fucking hypocrites, that's what we are. But bottom line is probably we're not going to see me playing Overwatch anytime soon. Or maybe ever again. If I'm lucky, maybe I can, hole in one this. Nice. As a matter of fact, I mean, a lot of people were like, well, I think this Soldier thing is kind of like a scam because it just Blizzard attempting to gain positive points with the game. And a lot of people respond, well, like, no, you're just homophobic. You just don't like gay people. And I think it's actually bad. It's like, oh hey, look, the game sucks. But we put something as a bait for you to play. The only reason we put homosexual characters is just as a marketing ploy. We don't really care. If we did, we wouldn't treat our employees like shit. You see what I'm what I'm getting at? They just force it. Oh well. Like my friend Sparky said, why was Overwatch the game that replaced Team Fortress 2? Well, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't mind the Solid Ring game, but I just think Blizzard is just, trying to cover up the negatives with that. And some people are just drinking it. Don't let them. I will say that, don't let them.
La furia de Revali está preparada cuando la necesites.
You know what would be better? Blizzard fixing the game, actually. But I digress. I mean, that's another topic I was talking about with a friend. It's difficult to make characters quote-unquote different without either giving them a motive or not giving them a motive. What do I mean by this? Let's say I'm making a show for an American audience. It is a fact that the majority of Americans are white. So if you make a character that it isn't white, it's kind of like, well, that's different. I mean, it's not bad, it's just different. I mean, there's a current case, like a lot of times, that they're making a cartoon. I don't know, but it includes a African American protagonist, and that's another branch of things because African American, but they are Americans, so it shouldn't be just be American. So what do I call them? So you know what I'm talking about, black. Then it's like, well, it's different. so for the sake of everything, they are making a cartoon of a character of darker skin complexion. There we go. That's it. I fixed racism, everybody. I just fix it right here. Anyways, and it was like, oh well, they are just doing to please the SJWs and stuff like that. And then you think, well, it's not like African descendant people doesn't exist. They exist too. It doesn't really need a reason to not be African American. Again, I'm going back to that, but it's complicated. Maybe the Americans needed mestizaje, just like Mexican have. It makes things a lot easier. No, it has its own good and bad. Or, well, should I say complexities. And it's like, well, the African American character needs to have a reason to be African American, otherwise then why you're making African American. And of course it's like, well, then it just comes backwards. I mean, let's think about, just to put it on example on me, because I'm Mexican. Let's put an example Mexican. Let's say I make a cartoon for an American audience and I make a Latina protagonist. Oh, nice. The rubber armor. I mean my rubber. This playthrough is going to hell, man. Anyways, let's say I make a Latina character. Alright. And let's say I make her exactly like just any common American family. It's like, well, was there a reason to make her Latina? And let's say that this character has no differential trait as, let's say, a white American citizen. Was there a reason to make it Latina in the first place? I mean, it's not like those families don't exist in the US. They exist. They have like Mexican roots or anywhere in Latin America. but they may not exactly have defining traits that are specific of those regions. But then, if you do, let's say they say, yeah, Dia de Muertos, salsa, tacos, burros, then it's like, oh, they're just using stereotypes to fill in the character. But then you end up like falling like me to the wrong area. But then you end up like, well, what do you want then? It's like this limbo of what should you be doing. I mean, because cartoons and whatever, they always rely on stereotypes. I mean, it can be just of character, you know, not exactly of skin or whatever. It can be just the nerd, the leader, the the token woman. No, no, what? No. It used to happen a lot, but you know, the leader, the nerd, the jock, you know, stereotypes. That help used to be a role. Of course, you don't want to be making one-dimensional characters. You want to make them a bit more complex. Otherwise, it's just, well, these guys are idiots. But there are certain traits that differentiate character from one to another. It might not be like too like noticeable like the ones I said, but there may be. So what am I getting at? I don't know. I think that, of course, if I made this Latina character for a white American audience, of course it's going to be like, oh well, that's different. It's kind of odd. Well, maybe odd is not the word I'm looking for, but of course they're going to be like question like, oh well, that's different. Not wrong, but different. And well, because I mean, I'm thinking here, of course, we have El Chavo del Ocho, and of course, the protagonists are Mexicans, and no one questions that. But, what if they were white or something? Well, that would be different. It would be like, oh, why are you making a Mexican-made show with completely American characters? I mean, you see the difference? You see what I'm getting at? I mean, granted, there shouldn't be just a complete fuss about like, oh, it's just this SJWs. They're just doing this and that. It's like I used to make different characters at least. Otherwise, we're just going to be seeing the same protagonists, the same adventures, and the same everything. Or so I think. But I don't know. I think we have yet to properly reach the point where we can say, oh, we can make this and it's just normal and acceptable and whatever. Because of course you're going to be facing a couple of questions when making characters. First is like, oh, why didn't you make it white? Then it's like, okay, why did you make it like this? Or why didn't you make it like this? And whatever. At the end of the day, I think the idea is just character going through adventures and stuff like that, not much as the, oh, I'm Mexican, my adventures are I don't know, you see, even I can think of something. Well, with me being an idiot is nothing new.